What's up, fanboys and fangirls? Welcome back to another
Hey, Brett.
episode.
Can you wrap it up? Please
of-
wrap it up. Going a little long there from the intro. Please wrap it up.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Okay, sorry.
And the next award. Our next
Best indie game goes to.
Our next topic is
Golly.
We are back this week talking about the Game Awards. If you didn't get what we were just doing a little bit, you'll find out soon enough.
we'll be talking about it.
Game Awards, or as I like to call it, Winter Game Fest.
Yes.
Great name for it.
If you're watching us, whether that's live or via YouTube. We're in a little bit of a different setup today.
Whoa.
Luke and I are a guest on a show, and Brett's going to interview us.
I didn't even notice.
We're a little more relaxed. I don't know. This is going to be the chill zone, I think, now.
And I like it. I like the idea of just relaxing. I can't wait for the day when one of us is gone and we just lay on the couch for the entire episode.
What, the fanboy therapy?
Yeah. It's a therapy
These two
sesh.
hooligans have been begging me. We'll say begging. Asking for a couch for almost a year now.
Dude, it's great. You had a comfy chair. Our chairs hurt my butt.
That's true.
I've had a broken tailbone from my chair for the past 3 years now. Just haven't gotten it fixed.
We just didn't get it fixed, no.
Which is crazy, because the moment I sat down on this couch, instantly fixed.
Perfect. Well, I'm glad.
The miracle of modern medicine.
Also, not an expensive couch, but it will do what it needs to for us. So
it's okay. We got these super skinny, hot dog looking pillows, little glizzy pillows.
Amazon always makes them look way better than they are, but that's okay.
Glizzy pillows, he says.
Glizzy pillows. Good lord. All right.
When you guys review that new A24 horror movie, this is gonna be me.
Luke's just gonna be
kicking it,
zonked out against
Talk to me
the
too.
wall.
What?
So, as a new setup, please let us know if those of you in the chat, let us know if our audio is a little off. If one of us is a little loud, someone's a little quiet. We'll review this kind of post, and we did a little testing, but it's a work in progress. And
Brett is also wearing headphones, just in case. Just in case. But yeah, today we're going to talk about the Game Awards.
Glizzy Pillows shirt win.
But first, of course, we have to talk about any new trailers that came out that were not exclusively at the Game Awards.
Oh gosh, I don't have any written down.
Were there any new movie or TV show trailers? I was too busy reconfiguring the studio. I didn't watch hardly anything this weekend.
I feel like there was one I watched.
I think there was a Halo first look thing for the new season.
There was?
Maybe that was just a teaser trailer.
There was a little thing for Fallout at the Game Awards.
There was, yeah.
Yeah.
It was
more
it was all the
same
scenes, just cut to a slightly different soundtrack. But
thought it looked cool. I'm still in.
Yeah, the show looks great.
I'm really looking forward to it.
I'm curious. I would have preferred to watch the Todd Howard cam though for that little section.
Yeah,
that's the only reaction I really care about. Is
right,
he just out there
this is not enough.
Whoa, that looks good.
Whoa. Yeah, I mean, the man's an executive producer on it, right, or a creative.
Yeah, he's
director, so I'm not too worried about. I mean,
if it'll do what we want it to do.
If it's what he wants or not, it'll be what he wants.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
For sure.
The shout.
There's not enough rad roaches.
But so maybe a little bit of a rad roaches.
Yeah, there was a rad roach in the trailer.
There was. Yeah. The big ass roach.
Language.
A roach with a big
thorax.
Yes. Cephalothorax.
A big thoraxed roach. In any case, there weren't really many new trailers, I guess, this week. At least not that we saw.
Not that weren't part of
no one in
Game Awards.
No one in the chat's yelling them out. So yeah, we'll talk about some new trailers here. Tyler, you good, man?
I'm just, making sure this thing. I feel like it's just slowly dropping, like into my field of vision in front of my laptop.
Yeah. Tighten that up a little bit then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tighten it up.
We can keep going.
Do you need a hand?
No, I got it. I got it. We're good. This is only my second rodeo, but I can figure it out.
You only how many rodeos do you really need to go to?
Just one.
Just one.
Just one.
So the fact that it's your second means you're already an expert.
Yeah, I'm prepared.
All right. Well, then we will jump right into our Game Awards discussion, or as Luke likes to call it,
Winter Game Fest.
Winter Game Fest.
Aptly titled.
Or another alternative name, Future Things Luke will be bad at. What am I, Tyler?
Bad at video games.
That's right, baby.
Just taking a drink.
Perfect timing.
That's how I do it.
So yeah, Jeff Keighley again hosted. But this was year 9.
Yeah, I believe so. I think 10 years next year.
Yeah, because he's like, next year's 10-year anniversary.
Yeah.
Year 9 of the Game Awards. It's we've always been very positive on the Game Awards. Each year kind of has its quirks on something that goes wrong or something that's kind of funny or goofy.
Like the Reformed Rabbi Bill
Right,
Clinton moment. Yeah.
But like that's not a show breaking thing, right? Like the rest of the show can be pretty solid and there just be one weird moment. This year felt different.
Yeah. One of the first comments we get when we bring up Game Awards, Dead Fist 12 celebrity show with some talking in between. Yep. Those are the only people who got any time to talk were celebrities.
It really felt more like a marketer's show.
Mm-hmm.
Like this was a show for marketing and not a show for awards.
No, it wasn't a. Again, they pitch it as a celebration of games, and this was not that.
Yeah.
This was Winter Game Fest. I mean, I think that's the best way to describe it. It's they're gonna hand out some awards, but you're not gonna get anything. Like, I loved last year. Judge going on forever. Like, sure, does it go late? Yes, but the people who are there to watch that are okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a lot of people say, "What's an extra 15 to 20 minutes of speeches gonna hurt?" Because they wrapped it up at 10:03 p.m. Like it was quick. They did a good job of getting through things, but they lacked anything of any substance. I think there were some good reveals. There's some cool stuff to talk about there. But when we're at the Game Awards, it's to celebrate the games that have come out.
Yeah,
and I feel like they just missed the mark there completely.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it's the part that's really being talked about the most was just going rapid fire through like 8 categories. And one of those was best indie game of the year. And a lot of the like subgenre winners, like best
family game,
RPG, best family, or like
best action game,
sports game, whatever. Like those, it's like some of those are the only things some of them are nominated for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And even I think Jeff even mentioned like we love being able to give indies the spotlight.
But do you really give them the spotlight if you just move through them at that pace?
Saying congrats Sabotage on winning best indie game was it Sabotage? No, it was best RPG. Sabotage won for Sea of Stars, and he was just like, congrats.
That was indie.
That was indie?
That was indie.
It's like, hey, congrats. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, it's crazy too. Like, if of any award, right? Like, indie games are the ones that they should take the time to say, hey, look, this is a small team. This is a team that does not get recognition in from the general public.
Yeah.
Let's like they say, let's spotlight these people, let them talk, and say, hey, look, we made this really cool game that we believe in, that obviously gamers on the voting boards believe in, and we don't get anything up from it.
Yeah.
It's disappointing.
Well, and there's a financial incentive, right? Like we talked about this maybe being a little bit more of a marketing show.
Yeah.
But like especially for indie games that aren't making, $300 million off of a launch, right? These are games that typically have slow starts, long legs. This is a chance to really give them a nice boost. and help that next project or help that DLC, like help them get across a finish line financially to make something else that's great. And that's not just the winner either. Like, take the time, we can show little clips from each of the nominees that gets people interested in those games, even if they're not the winner. And then, of course, the winner is going to get, a nice, even now, like we're talking about Sea of Stars, and like it gets people talking about it and gets them interested. But in the moment, it doesn't feel like the Game Awards cared enough to give them that time, which was unfortunate.
Agreed. No, it was, and it's unfortunate too in a year where developers have laid off so many people, where the game industry has been in so much turmoil that no comments were made about it, no nothing.
Yeah,
there was just no. It did not feel like this. The Game Awards did not feel like they were supporting gaming. It felt like they were making money. For the first time watching it, I felt that way.
It is a little bit like it's weird. I compare the Game Awards to the Oscars a lot, and in a lot of different ways.
That's what it wants to try to be.
In a lot of ways, it's not, right? Because there aren't big reveals at the Oscars.
Right.
Maybe there should be.
But at the same time, I do think the Oscars have, at least in the past, and to a certain degree now, like they have a certain amount of, hey, here's a host who is able to come in and make fun of the industry, comment on things.
Yep.
Right? And not that, like, you should necessarily be joking about 6,000 layoffs in the industry, but a host that's not Jeff Knightley could do that, right?
Yeah,
like
Keeley. Yeah.
Keeley, sorry. This is his show, and he just has that relationship with studios that he doesn't want to harm.
Well, then he can't harm it because then he doesn't have reveals,
he doesn't
right?
have a show. Right.
Yeah.
So
you're right.
We had Christopher Judge there to just roast Call of Duty.
That was fantastic.
And honestly, it was all downhill from there. That was in my opinion, that was the highlight of the night. And I don't remember. I guess we can look it up. But I think it was somebody did a breakdown of all the different segments, and only 18 minutes of a 4-hour show was given to actual awards and speeches.
Yeah.
That is not a good look. And I was watching Alana Pierce talk about the Game Awards, and I honestly think she said it best. She said, it feels like the Game Awards was embarrassed to talk about video games.
Yeah.
It's like, we want to be the Oscars, but we're embarrassed because we're video games. Video games aren't cool. They're still looked down upon, so we need to push these to the side, and we need to get Simu Liu and Matthew McConaughey and Jordan Peele out here because those are big Hollywood stars.
Mm-hmm.
Their names mean something,
right.
Not Joe Bob from Sabotage, who won Best Indie Game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they have. It feels like they have little brother syndrome.
Yeah,
and it's that like we have to say we
and
belong.
I feel like they should embrace being like kind of it's not even really little brother. It feels like middle child almost. Which is like, you know what? I don't even care. I'm gonna do my own thing.
Yeah.
We're video games. We're cool.
Right. Yeah. No, it's
like, yeah, you go do your Oscars. We're gonna go play our awesome games that take thousands of people to make, or even 2 people to make, and it's some of the most beautiful art you've ever seen.
Yeah.
But no, it's Jordan Peele, come help us reveal this game, please.
Yeah, and speaking of Jordan Peele and like the Kojima stuff, the fact that like I know Kojima's such a respected and rightfully so like developer. My struggle was seeing him up there for 5 or 6 minutes, and they were rushing winners off.
Yeah.
20, 30 seconds after, and I get like
you got a full 60 minutes interview.
We don't want, and when I say we don't want, like from a programming perspective, it's hard if everyone gives like a 3-minute acceptance speech.
It is.
I get that. At the same time, I think you want to give enough time to let people who win like shine.
Mm-hmm.
For the most part, they're good. They're like hardworking, awesome developers who just want to thank their wives and teams and
Who have worked
husbands and
2 to 6 years on a thing and probably had a lot of their friends laid off in the process.
yeah. So
it's not like Cliff Bleszinski was going to win a Game of the Year award and go up there and make a fool of himself, right? Like this year's pool, I don't feel like you would have had to worry about that. But also, like, it's just like, this is going to be a weird comparison, but it's just like any sort of combat sports, boxing, UFC. It's like everybody's given the rules in the dressing room, right? So just, Jeff could tell these guys, hey, if you win tonight, please try to keep it 60 to 90 seconds if you can, right? If you go a little long, that's okay, but please try to keep it around 60 to 90 seconds programming.
Yeah.
That's all he has to do.
Yeah.
And if it goes over a minute to a minute and a half, then yeah, start playing some music, start trying to get him to get moving, right? But like, man, 30 seconds is crazy.
Yeah. I don't even I think they should just, when they go up there to give their speech, just start the music. I think the music makes those speeches really good. It's this sad, inspiring strings playing, and it's beautiful, and they're giving this passionate speech, and it's almost like a movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, just start off with that, and then just let them do their thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
And maybe don't flash a "please wrap it up" sign. That feels so hostile.
Yeah, and especially too, like the one that's making the rounds is the Baldur's Gate team, Larry, and they're talking about one of their team members who passed away during development, and they're kind of like trying to pay tribute to him, and then there's a "please wrap it up" thing flashing on the screen, and you're just like, this is just...
Keely's like, I got drinks with Kojima in 20 minutes, buddy.
Yeah, right. I gotta rip this Monster Hunter Wilds trailer.
I guess we'll.
Yeah, I mean, is there anything else you want to dunk on before we get into like the announcements or things we liked?
Here, I'll just do this as a final dunk on to move into things that were reveals. I didn't think there was anything that great. I know lots of people are excited for OD.
They're excited because it's Kojima, not because of OD.
Because it's Kojima and also Jordan Peele, which I think is so weird. I don't think Kojima needs Jordan Peele to boost his name.
No.
He's like a cornerstone of video games at this point, I feel
I'm really curious.
He talks about the cloud technology being critical to the development of this thing, and I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
I don't know, but that's why this is an Xbox exclusive.
Yeah.
Is because it's something Microsoft has with cloud tech that he wants to do. No idea what it is. It also sounds like it's not maybe a video game, but more like a...
Choose Your Own Adventure?
Yeah.
Movie?
That's kind of what it sounds like.
Yeah.
But who knows?
I've been hit or miss on Kojima games in terms of like, oh, this is like a really cool concept, or I understand like it's really interesting story, gameplay. But there's always something that doesn't quite click.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing I will say in terms of like having someone else who's really into story involved is I think they could help him.
Maybe be less weird.
Maybe. Well, it doesn't need to be less weird. I think
construct the weirdness into a narrative.
I think he just needs help with pacing. I think if he had someone who could come in and be like, "Okay, bud, here's your 130 pages of script, and we can cut this down to 90." Boom. I think that could be the perfect thing for Kojima.
That being said, Death Stranding is a masterpiece. A little game that Luke made fun of. Now it's one of his favorite.
Now it is.
Beautiful game.
So yeah, there was the OD God of War Ragnarok DLC.
That was really cool.
And that's a quick drop, right? Like that's coming out
tomorrow.
This week, yeah.
For free.
Yeah. Here's my only kind of hold up with that. And it's weird, but I feel like it needs to be talked about.
Sure.
Get toxic, baby.
We have God of War Ragnarok Valhalla DLC coming out, and it's a roguelike. And we have Last of Us Part 2, remake or remaster coming out, and what are they adding? A roguelike. And it just feels like Sony's like, hey, we got this IP, roguelike it. Let's do it.
Well, they realized now that buying Bungie was a failure, that the live service option is a no-go.
Yeah, so
they're just shifting everything to roguelike.
What is good right now?
Yeah.
We have Remnant that's roguelike. We have, Elden Ring. We have all these different games that have this like roguelike element, and they're like, we're gonna do it too.
Yeah.
And they're just like putting it onto everything.
Everything.
So, and it's weird too to do it right before Last of Us 2 brings their new mode to their game. That being said, I do think it's cool. Like, I think it will work really well with God of War.
I'm just really glad it's free.
Yeah, that's good too.
That's
a
big
big
thing for
win.
me. Is that like, okay, here we're seeing Sony not do a typical Sony business.
Here's $20 for this mode that you can beat in 2 hours.
That came out last year.
Maybe last March.
That's like almost 2 years old.
Almost 2 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but I did think it was cool.
Yeah.
Like, I did think the little trailer was cool. It seems like there's maybe some hopping between the different iterations of God of War in terms of like what kind of enemies are in it.
Right.
So maybe you're jumping across different pantheons and mythologies. Like, I think it's cool. I think it's a cool concept for sure.
Yep, absolutely.
This I think is something I'm super excited for, but I also think it's a big missed opportunity. When are we going to get a freaking date for Hellblade 2?
Yeah, I was going to bring this up. It's crazy that it's still just 2024.
It looks so good. And then to just flash 2024 at the end, it's like...
Do you know what my theory is?
No.
I don't think they're confident enough with their other properties to actually have a solid release schedule for 2024 yet.
That's why they're not putting anything in place.
I don't think they have. I think it's one of those things where it could be ready, but if something that's supposed to come out in the fall is going to slip, they'll push it to the fall.
Just so they have it.
Just so they have something in there.
Well, and they have something they know will hit.
Yeah.
Right? Like, Hellblade's going to hit.
Yeah.
What else is on their tentative release schedule for this year?
Both Sony and Xbox own too many studios for me to actually keep track of what is coming out.
Well, obviously, there will be a new Call of Duty.
Yep.
In November.
Is there a new Forza?
Lock that one in.
No new Forza. We didn't get any Gears of War news. We didn't get any Halo news.
We didn't get anything from Xbox. Except for...
Not their big first-party stuff.
Hellblade.
We got Hellblade and...
Hellblade, OD, and Blade.
Yeah, Blade is the other thing.
And
which is super exciting to me. I mean,
weird shadow drop of Baldur's Gate that everybody, not just me, was like did not know it was on Xbox.
It's like,
everybody's like, wait,
that's
what?
ready now?
Because they thought, some people were like, well, maybe during the speech they were going to announce it, but they didn't.
They didn't have enough time.
They didn't have time. But yeah, like, it was just out on Xbox after the Game Awards, and I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. Dead Fist 12 already reinstalled God of War. I'm ready for tomorrow. Yeah, please let me know how that is. I'm very curious to hear kind of your thoughts on it, because I know you like that style of game. So, no, that'll be dope. What's next, Brett?
You mentioned Blade.
I did mention Blade.
Yeah, so this is Arcane.
It's the Deathloop team.
Yeah.
And Redfall.
Yep. Dishonored and Deathloop and different Arcane.
Yeah, different Arcane.
Different sub.
Well, then how come when Redfall is coming out, everybody's going, "Oh, this is
okay.
This is that studio."
Technically, greater studio, yeah. But that's kind of like saying this is a Bethesda game. I mean, yeah, but you wouldn't say it's a Bethesda game, right?
Then they shouldn't have done that in the first place. That's all of everybody else's fault.
This is the
who hyped up Redfall.
Lions team.
Yeah.
Arcane Austin is who did Redfall.
Yeah.
Because they did Prey as well.
Now, I think I wouldn't be surprised if some of this team got pulled in to try and fix.
Yeah, probably.
Salvage, save.
Redfall?
Yeah.
All I know is every single review I watched, how can this be from the people that make Dishonored and Deathloop and Prey on the Moon DLC, blibbity blub. Bunch of liars, man.
Bunch of liars.
I don't think they knew the difference.
Here's what I'll say about this, because at this point there's no real we just got a reveal trailer. We didn't get any gameplay. We didn't get anything. I think this
We got told it's third person.
Mature single player set in Paris, and it's, we know obviously Blade as a character is. I think this lines up really well with this studio.
Yeah,
in terms of what they can do. They just need time to cook.
I think their style is perfect for this. I really think they have the right group working on it.
Yeah.
Also, just nice that Xbox is getting some Marvel love. After Spider-Man, and we'll have Wolverine over on PlayStation.
Yeah.
The interesting thing about this though is they did not put the Xbox logo on any of it. But it's an Xbox studio. So, will this be a...
Will it be an exclusive?
We won't know for a while, probably.
Well, who knows? Yeah.
But no, this is exciting. I love the concept of like being in France.
Yeah.
Like that's really cool. And I think again, it just goes back to the Dishonored style, the Deathloop style of gameplay fitting really well with Blade as a character.
Yep.
Love it. Super in.
Tentative.
What? Oh,
Luke is
you're
tentative.
I'm tentative.
on it.
I honestly I don't know if I care.
That's fair.
It's hard enough to just wait for the Blade movie at this point because it's had all of its troubles, and I don't know. There's so much superhero stuff now. It's like maybe if it's on Game Pass.
I would bet
be.
it will be on
It
Game
will be.
Pass. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thankfully, if it's Xbox, I don't think I would pay $70 for it though. There's so many games. I still haven't played Spider-Man. Maybe I'm just not interested in licensed things. I feel like I've seen that brand 1,000 times.
We need to take Destiny 2 away from him.
Why?
Then you'll have more time to play games. Other games.
You're one to talk, buddy. Mr. I've totally beaten Control and Alan Wake 2.
Oh, but I'm not over here lamenting the fact that I won't get to play a game because I just know I won't play it.
I don't know. I think I'd be more interested if it was like another original.
I see.
If it was
like,
another
it's
Deathloop.
another
Yeah.
superhero.
Yeah.
No,
game.
absolutely.
like
we
where
have to get people to buy those.
Like,
otherwise, they're going to invest
yeah.
in IP.
Like it's
right?
the same just with movies and TV shows now. It's like, oh yeah, another superhero thing.
Yeah. No, I don't disagree. And I think Dishonored deserves a third game. Right? I want to see that.
Do you think this was Dishonored and they...
No.
Maybe
I think they had
Xbox got
I think
the
they had
IP?
a idea for Dishonored, and Dishonored 2 probably didn't do well enough for Xbox leadership to be like, yeah, you've got this, go. I think they said, we're willing to throw a little more money at a game that would fit you well, or for an IP that would fit your development style well. What do we got? What's on the table? What could we do?
Yeah, and the guy from Marvel was like, yeah, the pitch they had for this was amazing. It was like we have to do this.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like, they were shopping. The Marvel guy was just like, yes.
Well, he's not going to go out there and be like, pitch kind of sucks, but, we had to...
Well, they could have
sell
just
the
given
IP.
it to Insomniac like Marvel's given everything else to.
Mhm.
So...
All I'm saying is studios with the name Arcane, not a lot of luck with vampires. Tentative.
You're not wrong. You're not
It's
wrong.
just lining up to be,
I will choose to be optimistic about it.
So
This podcast needs a toxic pessimist, and I think it's my turn.
speaking
You can have
of new IPs, No Man's Sky developer Hello Games revealed their next project. Kind of I liked how they described it. It's the inverse of No Man's Sky.
I'm going to make Earth. What a line.
Fantasy Earth.
What a line.
As someone who really enjoys kind of just dipping my toes in No Man's Sky, like I like what that is. I am really intrigued and really excited for
Light No Fire.
Light No Fire.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Show No Fire. I was like, that's not right. Light No Fire. Just a planet-sized planet, an Earth-sized planet with mountains that are actual size, and you just spend a couple hours walking up them, I guess.
You know what? I bet Todd Howard was in the audience, and he's like, I've got an idea for Elder Scrolls 6.
What if we do that?
Scratch what we got.
Just
I got an
abandon
idea.
everything.
Yeah, as somebody who doesn't like No Man's Sky, having tried it and didn't enjoy it, this looks a little more my speed.
Yeah.
Looks like there's more combat. Like you saw, like your
There's
friends
more
around with
to
bows
do,
and arrows.
right?
Yeah, it looks like
Like-
there's just more going on.
Yeah.
So I'm intrigued by this. I think it looks cool. Stylistically, it looks cool. And just the idea of running around with your friends and just like riding dragons and just sounds fun.
Yeah.
I'm interested. Don't know if I'll get it, but
I think it looks
I'm
super cool,
interested.
Yeah. We'll see how that all kind of fleshes out, right? Like there were, I would. Now it's been 10 years since No Man's Sky was announced.
Mm-hmm.
Like there were a lot of promises that No Man's Sky made that I don't feel like were realized until 10 years later, right?
Yeah.
That said, I think that Sean is his name, right?
Sean Murray.
Sean Murray has learned a lot about how to communicate and how to deliver on promises and stealthily deliver things and continuously deliver things that really improve your game. So I'm pretty excited, and I think that this will at least live up to what it's, the initial promise. It may not feel so grand at launch, but given a year, 2, 3 of extra DLC, if you're not on board right away, I think by the time that comes, maybe the price comes down to it's a $20-$30 game, pick it up used for 10, 15, it will definitely be worth it.
Yeah.
That's my theory, at least.
Go into another original IP, and one that I think looks really interesting. No Rest for the Wicked. This is Moon Studios, the team behind Ori.
Yep.
I think this game looks super interesting. Action RPG, kind of isometric. Think like the Diablo style of games, with verticality, which I think is different. Obviously it's just a reveal trailer and it shows very little gameplay, but I do think in concept the Ori team's combat style mixed with an action RPG kind of twist on it will be a lot of fun to check out. So this is one I'll be keeping an eye on for sure. Is Moon Xbox Studio?
Yeah.
So that'll be a Game Pass game, so I'll
Yep.
definitely check that one out. Looking forward to that one for sure. And then the other original IP that I thought was interesting is the Exodus.
Yeah.
The Matthew McConaughey
Yep.
game that he's not actually in the
Tra-
trailer, but he comes out and it sounded like I called it the Interstellar video game because he's obviously doing the time dilation thing. He's really burying that lead.
Right.
I thought it looked kind of interesting. I don't know if I'm more sold on McConaughey's little weird pitch thing that he did, or if I just liked the little cinematic. But it's one I will definitely keep my ear to the ground on.
I think this is the point in the show I was literally just trying to stay awake.
So like the first 15 minutes?
No, like the first 4 hours.
Oh, the whole thing?
The whole thing.
This announcement was super early on in the show.
It was, and I am a big space guy, so like, and it kind of threw around those like interstellar vibes and whatnot. So I was like, okay, like, all right,
Yeah, and
I'm intrigued.
And then you hear Keeley right after. He's like, "Oh, I'm getting Mass Effect vibes from that," and then just walks off. Like, what? Okay.
But where's Mass Effect?
Yeah.
I don't even remember this Exodus video game.
The
Excuse me.
other one, the Last Sentinel. You remember this one?
Oh, that's the.
This is like the
Oh, no.
kind of cyberpunky looking.
Yeah.
I thought this one looked really cool.
Yeah, this
I was kind of
looks
bummed
neat.
it was just this CG trailer.
Yeah, I think it's super early on.
Yeah.
Because I think this is some of the guys from Rockstar who left and made their own studio. I think this, in concept, interesting.
Yeah.
Definitely one I'll keep an eye on. I think the Rockstar formula is good for a little switch up. I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
So maybe they bring a little flavor to something different with
Ooh,
the
flavor.
Rockstar kind of gameplay idea. This is one also will be keeping an eye on. I'd like to see what gameplay looks like for this in a few years.
Yeah.
For sure.
Open world game.
This is not one that Luke is probably excited for, but I am. I was kind of saving maybe the best for last for me. If you look behind me, if you're watching, you can see that I have a poster up here of my favorite movie of all time, and they're making a survival game based around someone who kind of got left behind at Jurassic Park.
I thought it was nice of them in the trailer to hit every single.
It was a little cliche
point of the movie.
Very nostalgia bait trailer, I'll admit. If we were rating this with our trailer like thumbs, right? Like I'd be like, I don't know if this is a great trailer, but I love the concept. And were we given actual gameplay? Or were they just like
there's some
gameplay-esque cinematics? I couldn't remember exactly, but I thought it looked good.
I think the thing that makes this intriguing, and I never played this game, but the studio said that their biggest inspiration for it outside of Jurassic Park was Alien Isolation.
Yeah.
Which was a pretty successful kind of similar style of game. So I think it'll be interesting. I think you'll love it just because it's Jurassic Park.
Absolutely. Run around with dinosaurs. I get eaten by dinosaurs. Happy to.
Yeah, you're going to fall for that one for sure.
Gonna happily die by a
T-Rex. I can't wait to hear you give your review on it.
The first thing I'm going to do is find a T-Rex and just stand in front of it.
Just put your hand up, dude.
If you don't move, they won't be able to see you.
Yeah, and just do the Chris Pratt.
Just do the Chris Pratt with the raptors. Think that works on untrained ones?
You can only do that in VR mode.
Ooh. That would be kind of interesting.
What if like left trigger was actually just
I would love it. We kind of mentioned it earlier, but I just want to make sure we
give it its due.
Hellblade.
We talked about it.
Okay.
Just talked about how
it looks awesome.
Yeah,
it looks awesome.
It looks really cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great.
Graphically, that game looks insane.
Yeah.
That's like one of those like Unreal Engine 5 things where you're like, this isn't real, but it looks like a live action video game.
It's not real, but it looks real.
Like I was talking to Dana because Dana watched him with me, and I was like, anytime I see that something related to Hellblade, I think to myself, how far away from live action video games are we? Because this makes me believe it's close.
Right.
I know it's not, but these gameplay elements, these trailers, these cinematics make me believe we're not that far away.
Yeah.
Which is so crazy to think about.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's a beautiful, beautiful game.
Just Tyler, I know it's a game that we've kind of mentioned offhandedly here and there for probably the last 6 months as like trailers drop, but the first Descendant.
Yeah.
We got a
next game.
The more I see of this, the more worried I get.
You're worried about it?
Less interested, I guess. Well, I feel like the first trailers were so intriguing, and maybe just because they were vague teaser trailers.
Yeah.
But this was not a good showing for
They've had like 3 betas at this point.
And
every single one
it doesn't look fun. Yeah.
See, I haven't paid close enough attention to the betas. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't
all
look
the Destiny
fun.
people
yeah, because
get the codes to play.
It honestly looks like someone took Warframe and Destiny and were like,
make it crappy.
This is another one of those Nexon studio games too. Like Nexon has a lot going on, but no, the concept for this, like from a story perspective, is cool. But yeah, it's just every time the more I see of it, the more I just think to myself, yeah, this looks like it's just gonna be bad. And like the betas haven't performed well, so I don't know. I thought you were gonna bring up another game that was in beta not too long ago, and then was shadow dropped at the Game Awards. The finals.
Yeah.
This is from the studio making Arc Raiders, some former Battlefield devs. I will tell you, I hopped into this immediately after I saw that it was shadow dropped because I was in the beta. This game is awesome. And if you're looking for a drop-in, drop-out shooter, just something fun to play here and there with your friends, play it. It's a game show shooter is how it's kind of described.
Dude, the announcers are hilarious.
The AI announcers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I honestly like
the names of your teams are hilarious.
I think the AI is kind of interesting because they're doing commentating based on what you're doing, which is super interesting.
Yeah, if your building gets blown up, it sucks.
It's not just like double kill.
No, it's like, oh, and he goes down. Like it talks crap to you and stuff. Yeah, it's It's pretty neat. It's a fun game. I think of it like a game show heist based shooter is kind of how it feels. And by heist, I mean you're killing people, collecting money, and depositing it. The first team to a certain dollar amount wins. So it's like kill confirmed with a little twist, right? Everybody's fighting to like get to these banks that are only up for a minute and a half, and then like so everybody's running to the bank with all their money. They're like, oh no, and then you get killed and you lose all your money. But
it looks like it could be a nice little rut to mix things up in the competitive shooter market.
It is, and I think I'll be curious to see how it does esports wise, because I do think it has a good kind of platform for that. The biggest thing is the gunplay feels. It feels like Battlefield. They're Battlefield devs, so the gunplay feels like Battlefield. Now, gun customization is not really a big part of it. It's a little wonky in its control scheme, but you get used to it pretty quickly. But all in all, man,
Was it easier than figuring out how to put the mods on your gun than Battlefield 5?
Yes.
2042?
Yeah, these guns, they come as they are. You can add like skins and charms, and that's pretty much it. So what you get is what you get. It is a battle pass game. It's free to play, so you just have to kind of expect that. But a lot of the free tiers are still pretty good. It's definitely one I will be playing. I really look forward to playing more of it, kind of as it develops, as the game kind of turns into what it will become. But yeah, the finals is a hit for me, and it makes me more excited for Arc Raiders too, because that's a game in concept that I think looks really cool.
What is Arc Raiders? Is it an extraction shooter?
It's a I don't really know. I don't think it's a PvE game.
I think it's an extraction shooter. Arc Raiders. Upcoming free to play third person PvE extraction shooter.
Oh, okay.
Nailed it.
Dead Fist 12. The first Descendant trailer was not a representation of the game, even a little bit. I played the beta twice, and it was weird. Yeah, I remember JT telling me after he played the beta, he's like, yeah, I don't know, man. It was kind of like cool idea, but not really.
All I know is that every once in a while, another third-person shooter comes out, like that type of game. It's just like, it's not going to cut it.
Yeah.
They don't survive very long.
No.
I have a couple more. Really, only one more I wanted to mention.
Yeah.
Outside of OD, which I'm more curious about than anything. But Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. This is the nostalgia bait game for me. I loved Dragon Ball Z, like Budokai, growing up. I thought that
Booty,
yeah.
Booty.
It was just a Dragon Ball Z fighter, and it was so fun to play. I loved it. It was like a 3D fighter, so you could move around the arena. It was really, really fun. This is apparently the continuation of that franchise, just obviously getting a new title because it's been some years since the last game. So Dragon Ball Sparking ! Zero, which is a terrible title. But really looking forward to this. I think some of my best memories as a kid was playing this with my friends. So it's one that it was a pretty easy sell for me. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm happy for you.
Thanks, man.
Sweet.
In a stale isometric fighter world with no Injustice 3, I'll take this.
Dude, Ed Boon was there too.
I know.
He walked out and I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like,
gosh. "Is this the moment?"
And will this 4-hour show called the Game Awards with no awards given be actually worth it? Even though I think he was out there pretty quick.
Injustice 3 would have definitely made me go, "I'm okay with some of this bad stuff." Was there any other games you guys wanted to mention?
Nope.
No, I think we can move on to the. Well, and that
I just want to also mention.
Should we also dedicate no time to the actual awards so we can be like the
on
Game
brand?
Awards?
Yeah. I'll also mention the final reveal was a pretty big letdown, and it cracked me up when it happened. It was like Monster Hunter Wilds, and I was like, "Oh, that's the one you were holding."
I wonder if Cate Blanchett is making the soundtrack for it though. Ooh, spoilers for Tar. Sorry.
Make the Monster Hunter soundtrack. It's kind of cool.
You should watch the movie. It's a great movie. The ending is hilarious that only gamers will get.
Good to know. Good to know.
GZDR for Ev. Did they talk about the Exodus trailer? Game looks awesome. We did talk a little bit about it. It's one I'll definitely be keeping an eye on. Personally, I think it looks interesting for sure.
It's got vibes that I vibe with.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
it's just, does the gameplay actually deliver on those vibes? Right.
Yeah, that's what we gotta wait for.
That's what we got.
What I'm always nervous for is there's always that really cool reveal, and then it's like
Here's the game.
it's like Simu Liu's game. It's like, oh, this is a cool trailer. It's a real time strategy game. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like I'm never gonna play that type of game.
It's cool. It's cool for the people who
Yeah.
love that kind of game, but it's not for
why-
everyone.
That's why
Like,
CG
no game is
trailers
for
and-
everyone, right?
CG trailers and games are always like,
JT, I'm
what
not.
type of game is this? It's a card game. Oh,
anything-
I don't care.
Anything Warhammer, because it's like all those trailers are like, oh,
Yeah.
and then it's like, but like the gameplay, like I don't know, I don't ever feel like those trailers really capture the essence of the gameplay.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, what is this?
But they're really
Candy
cool
Crush
trailers.
Space.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, JT, don't talk best about Monster Hunter. Not talking mess. I just thought the reveal was kind of lame. I actually think Monster Hunter World's a cool game. I had a
talking
lot of fun
mess
with
about
it when
it.
it came out.
Talking-
And Wilds will be interesting.
Talking
But
full mess about it. Thumbs down. Garbage. What a waste of time.
you really want to embrace the heel roll, don't you?
I'm tired, man. I got time to just be positive about everything. 31 years old. I need to get moving.
I love you, Luke. I love you.
I love that the reasoning is being 31.
Right.
I ain't 20 anymore. I got time for this.
I'm
tired.
JT, I'll play Wilds with you when it comes out in 3 years because it won't hit its release date.
You forgot to calculate in the delay.
That's why I said in 3 years because it's due in 2025.
So add in another delay, though. You got to delay it twice.
So get it to
Two
The
3
big
days?
games.
to 2026. So 3 years,
Sure, yeah, that sounds good.
like I initially said.
No, it's 27. I think it's
So 4
27.
years. Okay.
Yeah.
I was factoring in delays, but evidently not enough
Not
delays.
enough. You needed one more delay.
There's always one more delay.
I
with
don't
a game.
feel like Capcom delays.
Skull and Bones, we got a release date for that bad boy. That was
one
that was
more delay. One
February,
more
right?
delay.
February, and you can play it 3 days early.
If you pre-order, or
Yeah.
whatever. That game should be free. It should be free.
The
And if
development
people-
cost on that game has to be like $1 billion.
I know, right?
It should be free, and if people are enjoying it and they want to buy cosmetics, let them. But there's no way people are gonna be like, I want to buy this $60 game.
The development cost on Skull and Bones have got to be, in my mind, similar to something to what like the development cost for Wish, like the new animated movie from Disney.
Mhm.
That movie cost $200 million to make.
Why?
It's I don't know. It's an animated Disney movie.
It's wandering.
That's true.
It does not need to cost that much. But Skull and Bones, probably the same thing.
Well, I mean, how much does Chris Pine cost?
That's a good point.
199 million.
100 at least. So it's a good point. Okay, we did have some winners at the Game Awards, and unlike the Game Awards, we should spend at least a little time on them to talk about them. The big one, of course, being Game of the Year, Baldur's Gate 3.
Everybody saw it coming.
Yeah, everybody
Everyone's
knew
like
that.
a mile away.
It was so obvious, and it's so well deserved. And Tyler will probably talk about it later, but the instant you play it, you know, there's not a game like it.
Yeah, there is a very immediate like. It starts up, you start moving, and you're like, oh, I can actually do whatever I want.
Yeah.
Okay, the first thing I did was touch the bowl. Immediately get blown up, but I was like, snap! This is not gonna be easy.
Did you save the brain?
Yeah.
Got a little brain pet walking around.
Oh no, I killed it.
Oh, I had him walking around that entire mission. And he I could control him and have it attack stuff for me. It was
So
awesome.
I tried to free him. I crit failed the roll.
Dude, I critted it. I got a 20. It was it's your first roll in the
Yeah.
entire game. I honestly,
second.
I felt like the game was like, this is what you're gonna want.
It
And
was
you're
my
never
second-
gonna get it the rest of the game.
It was my second roll
Oh, because you touched the bowl?
because I touched the bowl. Dana's first 3 rolls were 20, 19, 19. I was like, sick. My first roll in my campaign with Dana was a 1. It's like, awesome. This
They
is gonna go really
know
well.
you play D&D
Yeah.
probably.
They were like,
Love
this
it.
guy.
Love it.
He's like, who's player 1? He's the D&D player. Let's get him.
Get him.
Yeah. No, so yeah, Baldur's Gate, much deserved win.
Much deserved win. That it also took home best RPG, player's voice, best multiplayer, and community support.
Community support. Yeah.
So was that 5?
Yeah.
5 awards.
It won 5. Second place was Alan Wake with 3.
Yep. So congrats overall to Baldur's Gate. Well deserved winners at the Game Awards. I am incredibly excited that Alan Wake 2 came in second with 3.
Yeah.
I also want to point out.
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago, I said, "What fashion needs to come back?"
Armor. Yeah, you said.
I said
armor.
plate armor.
Plate armor.
What does Larian guy show up in? Plate
armor.
Baby. Thanks for listening. Love you, man.
You should come on the show in your plate armor. We'll let you give your speech.
So yeah, but Alan Wake took home 3 really big awards.
Yeah.
And not that any of the awards are like small, but
Some of them are.
Some of it's just
Some
like
of
the
them
Oscars,
are.
right? Like some of them mean a little bit more.
sure.
I consider all the esports stuff
Small awards.
small awards.
That's
Those
fair.
are the smallest awards.
And trending gamer. Or
That's
whatever.
that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. But Alan Wake 2 won best game direction, best narrative, and best art direction.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So like 3. I mean, again, I think they're just really prestigious awards at the show. So that's super exciting for a franchise that's kind of been under the radar.
Yeah, I was going to say the first one came out to like no fanfare. Like,
Yeah.
critics loved the game.
It was a
but
little bit of a
wasn't-
sleeper hit, right?
Yeah, it was like this is good, but you know.
Was it almost like an indie game at that point too? How big was Remedy?
I mean, they had made Max Payne, so they had some big ones behind them, but they weren't Remedy like you
Double
know
A
them
maybe?
now. Probably.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I thought all of these were well deserved. I think it's good wins for them.
JT said he's been hearing a lot of backlash on the art direction win, people saying that Super Mario Brothers should have won
Or Liza.
or
P.
Liza P. I can't speak to either of those. What I will say, just because I haven't really even watched trailers, I assume Mario looks good, but probably looks like Mario. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess
It's not really that visually different from any of the older versions.
right. Liza P from what I remember from the trailers looked pretty.
Yeah, it's a cool looking game.
A cool looking game. Look, they're all nominated for a reason, right?
Yeah.
But I think Alan Wake is visually gorgeous.
I also think Alan Wake is unlike anything you've ever seen before. I mean, you're combining a lot of different styles of visuals.
Yeah.
It's also a game that is very heavily favoring light and dark, and those being big factors in the gameplay.
It's incredibly stylized, but at the
Yeah.
same time feels very grounded.
Yeah.
Which I think is I don't know, it's a plus one to it in terms of like, it's not just stylized and it's not just realistic. It's this interesting blend of, and I think horror games, I mean, maybe you get away with a little more because there's so much darkness, but like it's frightening. Like the visuals lend to that.
Yeah.
I'll say this. As far as art direction goes, two of these games on here are original. That being Hi-Fi Rush and Lies of P. And I think I would have preferred either one of those win.
Sure.
It's because it's a new
It's a new thing.
thing. It's a new style of art.
Yeah.
And like Lies of P, I'm not going to play it because I don't like Pinocchio. Any version of it. I'm biased. It's okay. It had a very distinct style, different from even a lot of the other Souls-like games.
Mm-hmm.
With its puppetry kind of style. And then, Hi-Fi Rush is
A different thing entirely. Yeah.
completely different than both of those. And
Yeah.
Alan Wake 2 is, it's beautiful, but it's a sequel. So you can draw inspiration from the first game, and then Super Mario and both Zelda. Like, kind
They're
of
just continuations of what they were.
Like, Tears of the Kingdom looks exactly like Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
So it's nothing really new.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I can kind of understand
Some of the pushback.
some of the pushback on that.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
But Hi-Fi Rush got a dub, baby.
It did get a
It
dub.
did.
Yep.
Best audio design.
I was
Which
very happy
was-
about that.
Just that game getting one is a win in my book because that is one of the best games of the year.
Also, one of the coolest releases of the year.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
Shadow dropped it. Like,
hey, here's this awesome fighting rhythm game. Go beat people up with a guitar, and I was like, okay, let's do it.
you're scratching all of the itches Luke has.
Right.
And outside,
Music, fighting, all of it.
outside of like one moment in the game, that game is incredible. And I honestly just kind of forgive that moment because the rest is so good.
Yeah.
You guys should really try that game out.
I
I
played
really
it for a
should.
little bit. I didn't give it enough of a chance, though.
It's short, it's quick, it's pretty easy.
What's it, like
depending on
8
your
to 12
difficulty.
hours, somewhere
Yeah.
in there? Yeah.
Great music. It is great win for Hi-Fi Rush. Awesome game.
Yeah.
Plus, I think being a music game kind of helps the audio part.
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember
Absolutely.
saying that, like, when we were kind of making some passing predictions, I was hoping it would win.
I
Audio.
thought that Alan Wake 2 would
Yeah,
win
you
this
were
one.
pretty hard on that. Like, you were like, yeah, Alan
I-
Wake's going to win this one.
Like you mentioned horror for art.
Mhm.
I feel like horror for
For
sound
sound.
is huge because what else do we got here? Resident Evil 4 and Dead Space. You got 3 horror
Yeah.
Yeah.
games there. It's
You're
a lot
not
of
wrong.
mixing of different types of eerie music with the squelching and squishing of a lot of things a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
And it just makes you go, ooh, I don't like that, but in like the best way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, in an Alan Wake 2, voices are a big thing that
Yeah.
like are really well mixed throughout the game. Like, it's, yeah. But glad Hi-Fi Rush won, for sure.
Did Hellblade win audio design?
I don't know.
That year, I feel like it. I feel like I remember it winning, but I could be wrong. That's an excellent question.
Sacrifice.
Clickety
Game
clickety clack
Awards.
of the keyboards as they
You
look
can
up.
hear us.
Clickety clickety clack.
Performance,
Oh, they-
audio design.
It did win audio design.
Yeah. Okay.
I remembered performance.
Yeah.
Her,
Yeah.
her performance.
Probably another write-in for next year, in terms of at least the nomination. We'll see.
Yeah.
Performance capture has gotten so good that I think that it has kind of leveled the playing field.
Yeah.
But
Dude, how do you pick the performance winner? That's what I want to know.
well, and even this year, I guess we didn't mention it earlier. This is kind of another Baldur's Gate 3 win
Yeah.
adjacent. I mean, it's in the game, but it's Neil Newbon.
Plays the Starian.
Yeah, I didn't know which character he played. So
He plays the vampire.
Yeah.
So congratulations there. Back to kind of audio stuff, just because I'm going in order on my list. Best score music went to Final Fantasy 16. It wouldn't be a Game Award show with some Final Fantasy game winning something, right?
Yeah, and I mean, if Final Fantasy is going to win anything, like if you could pencil it in for any one award every single time it releases, it'd be music.
Music, yeah.
The music in the Final Fantasy series is top notch.
Even though you can't listen to it anywhere.
Yeah.
I tried to listen to
Unfortunately.
it before the Game Awards. Couldn't find it anywhere.
They don't
Yeah.
have that out?
Mm-mm.
Why not?
They
'Cause
release
they
it on
hate
their
money.
website. You have to like buy it from them.
It's just a gatekeeping kind
Yeah.
of thing. All right.
Or you have to play the game.
It's
I've actually thought about playing it.
their business model. So.
16?
Yeah.
Just play it on easy.
I love playing games on
Yeah.
easy, baby. When am I, Tyler?
Bad at video games.
That's right. Yeah. I ain't got time to be dying over and over. I'm 31.
Well, just like Luke keeps getting older, these games keep getting older, and the best
Brooks will still lend
ongoing
you a copy of
game
the soundtrack.
category, which had again Fortnite as always is in there, but Cyberpunk 2077 winning awards 2 years after it's came out, so that's exciting.
So excited to play Phantom Liberty. I still haven't gotten to it.
It's been a busy fall for games, and I
Yeah.
know your schedule's been pretty hammered, but I also know how excited you are. for that.
Game wise.
Oh yeah.
Let's not get too crazy with my schedule here.
Oh, fair enough. So,
I just want to play all the games, man. I want to watch all the movies.
games for impact. How do you pronounce this game?
I didn't play any of these, unfortunately. Usually I play at least one or
One
two
or
of them
two.
every year, but this year I didn't get to play any of them. So
Yeah, what I will do real quick is I'll read off all of them, and probably mispronounce some of them still. Space for the Unbound, Chance of Sinar, Goodbye Volcano High, Chia?
I think it's just Chia.
Chia, Terra Nil, and Vinba. And
Chia won.
Chia
right?
won.
Yeah.
So congratulations. Unfortunately, we don't have
Any
none of us
experience
have played any of them, so we can't really comment.
I've heard of Vinba. I heard about them a couple months ago.
Yeah. All
Didn't
right.
play it. I just heard good things.
Best indie game we mentioned earlier, Sea of Stars.
I played a little bit of that, not a ton, enough to like kind of get into the game and moving around and stuff. And beautiful game. Very happy for that studio. And the story of making that game is really cool. If you've not heard it, look it up.
Nice.
It's pretty neat.
Nice. Best debut indie game, Cocoon.
They got some time on stage.
Yeah.
Debut indie did.
Debut indie, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's good. Best mobile game, Honkai Star Rail.
Honkai Star Rail.
Honkai Star Rail.
Yeah.
Honkai Star Rail.
Dude, they showed a trailer for that, and I thought it was like a console game. And then it was like mobile game. I was like, what? How does that run on a phone?
Dude, iPhones and Samsungs are kind of crazy now.
Powerful.
Powerful little computers in our pockets.
I still won't play them, though.
Best VR AR game, Resident Evil Village.
Dude, I could not play that game in VR. There's no way. I played that with a controller. That was enough for me. I would be way too scared.
I watched you play that with a controller, and I was scared.
Yeah, it's a scary game for sure.
Absolutely.
A lot of fun, though.
Mm-hmm. Innovation in accessibility went to Forza Motorsport.
I always say whatever Xbox puts out that year is going to win that one. Almost every time.
Almost every time.
I feel like it's whatever racing game is out that year.
Yeah.
God of War, was that like 2 years ago that won it? I remember them doing some really cool stuff. I don't know.
Did Xbox release a racing game?
Oh, well, maybe.
It's probably Forza Horizon. I know Forza Horizon.
Horizon had the sign language person on screen.
Yeah. Best action game went to Armored Core 6. Luke, you gonna try this game ever?
Eventually, when I grow the cojones to try it.
Yeah.
I'm legit like scared to just get pulverized by giant robots. Ooh, that's one of the things in the show I was really excited for 2 seconds.
Oh,
I thought they were going to announce a Gundam game.
Dude, it looked like a Gundam
yeah.
trailer.
And then it was rip-off Gundam, probably a mobile game.
No, I think it's a console game.
It looks like a mobile game.
I think it's called
The moment they didn't say it was Gundam, it looks like a mobile game to me.
Instant disappointment.
It was called like Mech Game or something. It's just like, ugh. But yeah, Armored Core 6. Felt like this one was a
Mecha Break.
Gotta mech it or break it.
Mech it.
I'm gonna.
Mech
Oh,
it
that was bad.
up.
But I figured it'd be Armored Core. I was really hoping it'd be Remnant 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's probably gonna go to
you are
FromSoft. So
preaching the good news of Remnant 2.
it is one of the best games of this year.
So.
It is. It might be the most underrated game of the entire year.
All right. You heard it here.
It
first,
is phenomenal.
I guess.
It is really good. I actually got a coworker to start playing it on his PC because he was like, he played Liza P and beat it a bunch of times. And was like, I need another Souls-like, and I was like, you should play Remnant 2. He's like, what? I was like, play Remnant 2. It's on Game Pass. And then he came back today, came to my desk, and he goes, bro, Remnant 2 is awesome. And I was like, yep.
Heck yeah.
Let's go, baby.
JT says, Luke, Armored Core is challenging, but it's not like Souls.
It's different. He thinks
I know there's checkpoints, which gives me a little more faith in myself.
Yeah.
I won't have to just like go all the way back to the beginning. I question my ability to productively not get frustrated and just be able to put maximum effort into putting together a good mech build. Because that's what the game is.
You need a new TV, right?
No.
I thought yours had like dead pixels.
No, I already got a new TV.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say if you needed a new TV and this was a game that you were worried about getting frustrated, like play it now. So if you throw your controller into your TV,
Nah.
That'd be
it's
fun.
just a good excuse, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
Nah, I haven't thrown a controller in ages.
You can throw my Elite Series 2. It's I can no longer look down.
But yeah, it's will I be able to play this game and go, okay, instead of doing this particular mech build and looking through the thousands of different things that you can do this. Because like I play a game where you do make builds in Destiny.
Right.
But that game is what is the most powerful meta build right now, and it works in everything.
Right.
There's no skill involved. It's just put on Strand Titan. That's it.
Gotcha.
Where like this is, all right, these legs weren't working. I need to use these 4 different weapons and this shield and this blah 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 and this type of head. Don't have enough money to buy that, so maybe we'll have to do. I don't know if I'm going to be smart enough. What am I?
Bad at video games?
I'm bad at video games.
That he is.
Baroque says Luke chucks cabbages, not controller.
That's right, baby. My cabbages.
Oh.
All right, what's next?
Best action adventure game: Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom.
They couldn't let that one get away without winning something.
What else was nominated against it?
Alan Wake 2, Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4, Jedi Survivor.
Alan Wake 2 action adventure.
Yeah. Wait, what? I didn't even realize it was nominated there.
I guess where else do you put it? Because there's no horror survival category. It's this versus Resident Evil remake. What's gonna do it?
Dead Space remake.
Ugh.
I don't know. The only other one it really fits in is action, but it's not.
It's more. There's more adventure in it than action.
Yeah. Fighting game: Street Fighter 6. Congratulations! I don't play fighting games.
I didn't play that one.
Family game went to Super Mario Bros. Wonder. No surprise that Nintendo won a Family Game Award.
Just like the Game Awards, we're going through these really quick. This was the section that they just skipped through.
After we just ripped them to pieces, we're doing this.
You guys have comments on Super Mario Bros. Wonder?
No, I haven't played it.
Okay, I haven't either.
Like, I think it's okay if we do it right, because we didn't play it.
Yeah.
But the developers should be allowed to talk about their experience making their game and thanking players for playing it.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Not Jeff going, good job.
I'll do it again.
Next category.
Next category.
Jeff is awesome, by the way. Like, I don't want
to
just rep Jeff.
Oh no!
He does a lot of great stuff for the gaming.
He does. He does.
World.
It's this was just a weird.
It'll be better next year.
A misstep of a show. Next year will be better.
I have faith he'll get it right for next year.
Absolutely. Best sports / racing game went to Forza Motorsport.
Xbox racing game.
Classic Forza W.
Right.
Dubs. Always.
Forza's always just so solid.
Was Gran Turismo in that category?
No.
Do they have a game? I thought
Gran Turismo 7 came out, I thought.
Oh, I thought they just had a movie.
Was that nominated for Best Adaptation?
Yes.
Ooh. Best sim strategy game went to Pikmin 4.
Oh, never mind. That was last year. Turismo was. Dang it. I can't make fun of them.
Idiot.
Content Creator of the Year, Iron Mouse, Esport Athlete, Lee Faker.
You can skip the esports
Yeah, you can
stuff.
skip that stuff.
We don't care.
We're not in esports
No offense to
pods.
them, but we don't care.
Best Adaptation was Last of Us.
No surprise.
Also got a moment to speak. I feel like that is one that you don't need those people speaking. You could have other people speak.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't even mention Anthony Mackie.
Oh, yeah. That was a nightmare.
And I guess like the heckling in the audience was really bad in that moment, which we can't hear.
Yeah.
But golly, let's just focus on the teleprompter.
Yep.
Let's read the award.
We just kept telling people to shut up.
Shut up. Okay, Anthony.
Like, at least Timothy Chalamet was out there for no reason, but at least he went out there, read the card, and it was done.
I did love that they announced him by his like YouTube channel name.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny. Instead of saying Chalamet, they were just like, what is it, modded controller or something or other? I was like, that's pretty good. Okay.
Modded controller 360.
Yeah. I was like, this is good. I like this.
Might sub to that channel. 20 years too late.
Is it still existing? Just go watch the old videos.
Yeah. But yeah, Last of Us was no surprise at winning.
No.
Anybody who thought that wasn't winning was
Wrong.
Was fooling themselves.
And
people had hope for Mario.
Luke, I think you meant one of you just before we went off on our Mackie Chalamet tangent mentioned that like what a interesting choice of people to come up and
speak.
Except that word. Like I understand, like a producer, showrunner. I don't even know, were they showrunner? One of them was a writer. One of them
Druckmann was up there.
So it was Druckmann and
Mason wasn't there.
But Mason wasn't there. I don't know. It just didn't feel like
they don't need to speak. This isn't a Hollywood award show.
I guess.
Give it to Best Indie Game. Let them have that time.
Just give that time to someone else. Agreed.
It's based on a game. Yes. That game probably was here at the Game Awards at some point.
Yeah.
We don't need the movie people, TV people to speak because of their adaptation.
You know what the Game Awards just needs to do? It should be more like the Super Bowl. Where why we're here is to watch the Super Bowl, and some people are there to watch the commercials.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the award, here's their time to speak, here's the next award, here's their time to speak. We'll be right back. And then you have 3 game trailers.
Boom, boom, boom.
Boom, boom, boom.
And you don't need to hype up each game trailer.
They promote themselves.
Yeah.
Twitter will do that itself.
Yep.
That's why we're here.
Yep.
If we like it, we will let you know.
Yeah.
If it looks bad, people might let you know a little more.
True.
Yeah, and JT brings
True.
up a good thing too. I believe, having the previous winners announcing, like you saw Judge announce best performance.
Yeah.
That stuff's cool. Like I like that because that feels like it's in the industry.
Yep.
Or even
Right.
I don't remember.
That's a very Oscars thing to do.
It is, but it works. And,
Yeah.
and I like it.
I don't remember who said it. It might have been Alana Pierce as well. Like, bring in people that play that game. Like, bring in a streamer.
Yeah.
This person streamed 300 hours of Sea of Stars.
And
They
have
can.
it, yeah.
They need to. They do need to. That's hard. I think not every YouTuber can get up on stage.
Why can't Ninja?
No.
But Ninja could.
Ninjas.
Right? Absolutely.
Everybody knows
Absolutely.
who Ninja is. Here's best ongoing game. I've played Fortnite for 20 years. It feels like at this point.
Yeah.
Or any of the
someone
kind
like,
of funny guys could do it.
Yeah.
Like-
there's lots of other.
Yeah.
Yeah, YouTubers who have the clout and or professional ability to
Get Gary Witt out
handle
there.
that. Yeah.
I just don't believe Matthew McConaughey getting up there be like, I was really wanted to get interested in games. It's like somebody in your PR person said, here's a good opportunity for you. Put in $1 million and you'll be in the game as well.
Yeah.
You'll voice the villain.
Be an
'cause you're not in
executive
anything
producer.
else. So
Yeah. I do want to real quick. The last kind of category we haven't talked about, most anticipated game, went to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I think like anticipated and player's voice are both kind of silly awards.
Surprised he didn't go to Zack Snyder's Justice League.
you should have went to Elden Ring again.
But yeah, I mean, look, Final Fantasy is obviously popular, and
I'm very excited for Rebirth.
Yeah.
And so it's funny because I wouldn't have been had I not ever blown out my Achilles and been stuck to a couch and forced to play it. Right. So I understand the hype now, so I'm okay with it.
yeah, fair enough.
I am pumped. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Fair enough. Any final? We've gone for a while on Game Awards. Any final words?
Nope. I'm just ready to blast through some news.
All right. Well, we will. Tyler, why don't you blast us through some news here?
You want me to like rapid fire?
Sure.
Blue Eye Samurai is getting a season 2.
Woo woo.
Thank goodness.
James Gunn officially announces Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor,
We already knew it.
but he officially confirmed.
I know, but we already knew it.
Sean Gunn joining the DCU as Maxwell Lord.
Cool.
Villeneuve says Dune 3 is almost done being written.
Let's see part 2 first.
Hideo Kojima Connecting Worlds documentary about the development of Death Stranding will be distributed through Disney Plus in 2024.
Cool.
Like that one. And then my favorite news story of the week, the day before, developer Fantastic closes its doors 4 days after release.
So incredible, man.
What a story. The scam of the year.
Should have gotten an award for Scam of the Year.
It should have. We need an equivalent of Razzies for video games after this year because we had the Gollum game, the King Kong game. We need a video game Razzies award.
Yeah.
That would hurt some feelings, though.
Just one award, though. Scam of the Year.
Yeah, Scam of the Year is the day before. There was red flags all over this thing. And it turned out to be exactly that, a scam. They say they're paying back their people that partnered with them, but they're not. There was rumors that they had volunteer developers working on this game. If you're interested in this story, fantastic without the first A, so it's F-N-tastic.
F-N-tastic, man.
The Day Before is the name of the game. It's a nightmare.
Some of the best clips I've seen in gaming.
Oh yeah, they are pretty funny.
It is so funny, but yeah. Here, pay $40 for early access to our game. Game's not even truly out yet.
Nope.
And they're shutting down.
And it's dead.
What
they did say that the servers
will stay up for a little while. Yeah.
For a little while.
Don't play for more than 2 hours.
Yeah. What a nightmare.
Luke,
I have 2 other stories.
hit me with them.
One's gaming related. And it's about Bungie.
Oh.
Ooh.
Juicy.
Did you guys see the IGN investigative deep dive? It's not good. It's just more problems at Bungie.
Oh, is this the Sony stuff? Like the
board takeover?
So
Yeah.
I'll just kind of go through my bullet points I have from the article. Morale taking a nosedive.
No surprise.
that tracks.
After all the layoffs, and then also due to reduced and some completely cut benefits for the employees that are still there. Leadership seems indifferent and even hostile. I think I took that straight from the article too. Or
Yeah,
maybe it was
that's
a
what.
tweet.
That I heard those exact words. I remember them.
Fear of more layoffs. Apparently, Hand is on the lever, ready to lay off more people based on the final shape reception. And that is a quote.
I did see that.
Just how as an employee do you take that? We're just be like, yeah, if we don't do good, we're just gonna fire more people. Let's not even call it laying off at this point. That sounds too nice. Being thrown to the street because
Saying that you have your hand on the lever is clearly we're gonna axe people.
Yeah. And then the last point I have, Sony allowed to dissolve existing board and take full control of the company if final shape falls short of its goals. Well, they're already 45% below their revenue goals.
Remember how rosy they were after Sony bought them? They're like, yeah, we maintain our control. And
What an interesting 12 months it's been for Bungie.
and what an interesting contract to sign. Like, yeah, if we don't hit, you can just have us.
What's crazy too is I think the deal, like when the dotted T's and I's were crossed, whatever. When the ink was dry,
Yeah.
T's were
it
crossed,
like
I's were dotted.
it's only been like a year. It hasn't been that long.
No,
And it
yeah.
has
Oh, that's
failed
great.
so quick. And I don't know, it feels a little fishy. But yeah,
It was a scam.
not
Second best scam of the year.
it has
Runner-up.
not been a good couple months at Bungie.
No.
Which is crazy because when this released, they had just released a new season. It was super positive, and the new dungeon had come out, and people are saying it's the best dungeon. They're
Yeah.
like, this is awesome. Next day, boom.
Trouble.
Bungie investigative report. Nose diving morale. It's horrible here. People hate working here. Like,
Is it a hit job by the media, Luke?
no. Unless
That's what people
if you
think
consider a
anytime
hit
you-
job
yeah.
is just telling the truth.
I just think, no, and it amazes me that it's gone off the rails so quick.
Yeah.
I think probably a group of people, probably a board at Bungie, severely underestimated what it costs
To make a live service game.
to make a live service game, which again, they had been doing it for 6 years.
I mean, there's a reason why Xbox said, no, your burn rate is too high. We're not even going to think about buying you.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like a giant red flag, and I don't know if Sony was fully prepared for that, or they just didn't care. Maybe they even saw it as an opportunity to just fully absorb.
Bungie.
Maybe.
I don't know. We don't know really anything.
It's a borderline hostile takeover
It
without
could
the
be.
hostile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be. What I will also say is that as happy as I was when this deal took place, and I think at the time even said, this is really exciting. A developer that gets to kind of retain its DNA and its autonomy while yet being a part of the Sony Publishing Group. I think the last 2 years have shown that the Bungie leadership may need a change, right? They may need a new board.
Bungie has an interesting trend too. They are with Xbox, and they're like, we got to get out of here. So they got out of there, and they were partnered with Activision. They're like, we got to get out of here. They bought Destiny rights so they could independently make it.
Yeah.
Then they signed up to get in bed with Sony.
I remember we talked about that when it happened. We were like, this is so weird.
And so what is the next step? Hostile takeover, or is it we got to get out of here?
I think this may just be a cultural thing at Bungie. I think they dream big, right? And they maybe live and operate in a more ideal world than reality. Mm-hmm. And when, it comes time to, okay, we broke off from Microsoft and we want to make this next big, live service game that is Destiny, we have to find someone to fund that because they didn't have any money at the time, right? They probably went pretty close to broke buying the rest of the rights for Destiny. That cost them a lot of money, right? Mm-hmm. And the fact that it's been on the decline has not helped them with that. They've also got constantly 3, maybe 4 incubation products that aren't making them any money. I should say that. I shouldn't say that because they are like NetEase invested $100 million into them or whatever.
But as far as consumer,
but they're not.
Consumer goes. Marathon has made $0.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Gummy Bears has made $0.
Gummy Bears.
It's their other one that's in the works.
Does that Matter?
Pretty sure Matter is dead.
Matter is dead.
I think they
DED dead.
Or Matter transitioned into something else.
Sure. But the point is that you have teams of 20, 30, maybe not 30, probably 10 to 20 employees on those. That adds up quick. If you have 3, that's maybe a max of 60 employees who you have to supplement those costs from your other projects. Mm-hmm. They are not being monetarily productive at the time. You hope that investment leads to profit down the line, but there's never any guarantee, right?
Yep. I've been working on my predictions over the last couple months.
Oh,
even a lot more.
Got some Bungie predictions in there?
There is a Bungie prediction on there.
Oh my gosh, Luke.
I'll tell you what, I'm really excited for our prediction episode. I'm guaranteed to go 10 out of 10, I'm pretty sure. I think I absolutely nailed it.
I love it.
Love it too. I have another
Yeah, I have one more. Wes Ball, director of the upcoming live-action Legend of Zelda movie. He said something interesting.
Oh.
Over the past week, he said, want it to be like a live-action Miyazaki movie. Why don't you just do an animated Miyazaki movie?
That's the Ghibli guy, right?
Yeah. What if you just... I don't know if he would, because would be his original thing.
No, I don't think he's interested.
What if he actually would do it and just bring his brain into the Zelda world?
That'd be a good pairing too.
From
a visual style.
That would be visually. It would be amazing.
Yeah.
Thematically, I would really be curious to where they would land, because I just think that they have opposing views on things. Look, all of Miyazaki stuff is just super personal to him, and I don't know how he tells that story in a way that Nintendo's like, yeah, this fits in the Zelda universe.
Yeah.
But if you could get him to sign on, I would be interested.
Maybe he's a huge Zelda fan. It was like...
Maybe.
He's like, yeah, Zelda's super
personal. I got something I can cook up with that. Yeah.
But, there's just, it felt really tone deaf for him to be like, I want it to be like one of the most iconic animators ever. I want it to be like what he does.
But live action.
And then every single person for the past, ever since Zelda has existed almost, has been like, you should do an animated something of this. I know like there's anime series and animated movie people, but they both agree on one thing.
Yeah.
Animated. Man, just cancel this movie. Cancel it. Just cancel it. Make us all happy and cancel it. Oh my gosh. I can't wait for Tom Holland to be cast in this thing, and the world is going to erupt like Vesuvius.
Well, my one news story this week is that today the Golden Globe nominees dropped.
That's right.
We're not going to run through all of them, but just so you know, Barbie and Oppenheimer both have... Barbie has 9 nominations.
Oof.
Oppenheimer has 8. Killers of the Flower Moon and Poor Things have 7.
Those are the front runners.
Those are the front runners.
Love
and that does not surprise me. I'm super glad. I'm very interested in Poor Things. That's coming to theaters here
Also,
soon for us.
I'm Just Kin and Peaches were both nominated for Best
Let's
Song.
go!
Golden Globes always have to do something just a little goofy, right?
I hope they both.
Well,
get
those are
nom
both.
for
That's an
Oscars.
Oscar category too.
I know. Oh no, I know.
I want the performance. I want Jack Black there to sing it, and I want Ryan Gosling there to sing it. That'll make me so happy.
Yeah.
I hope it gets an Oscar nom. Only for those reasons.
Yeah.
And then can we also get Pete Davidson's "I'm Just Pete"?
I'm just Pete.
And I like drugs.
Did
I've never even heard that entire song.
Oh, it's
I
great.
only have seen the memes.
It's so good.
Did the Meg 2 get nommed for anything?
Best movie ever.
Best movie ever. No, I will say the
Generational film.
To define a generation.
Yeah.
The Meg 2, the trench.
Lots of good nominees, especially when we start getting into the actors, actresses. Those fields are really strong this year. So the Golden Globes are always a kind of a first tell on
A little barometer.
what is a good idea of what will be in the Oscar race. So keep your eyes. I mean, I don't ever watch the actual show, but
Also, Last of Us was...
I've watched it a couple times.
Dude, are the Golden Globes going to happen before the Emmys? When are the Golden Globes?
sometime in January. They're one of the early ones,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Well, the Emmys are supposed to
January
be
10th.
10.
in summer, and those got delayed because of the strike, and those are in January.
Oh.
And I have, gosh dang it, I have
You
a
have an
prediction
Emmys-
about those, and it won't count
It won't
because the Emmys
happen.
won't take place.
Rough.
It's okay, I'll be wrong anyway. Last of
That's
Us is
rough.
not going to win.
No.
You know what? No, it's going to win. It's going to win because
It's gonna win when your prediction won't land. Yeah,
worth it. Worth it. It's a dub. It's a dub in my heart.
that's right.
Here.
Those are the only dubs that matter.
All right, we have 2, I think, Fanbox questions this week. The first is from someone who doesn't even watch the show anymore. Thanks, Ian. I know you don't watch the show, but you see our tweets every once in a while. So he asks, if the Fanbox wasn't called the Fanbox, what would it be called?
Twitter with Tyler.
That's what it used to be called.
Ooh.
And we would not change it.
Yeah.
It would not be X with Tyler. Twitter with Tyler.
Twitter with Tyler. That's what we would call it.
That insinuates something. X with Tyler.
Lots of X with Tyler.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
you watched X this week.
I did.
Did you like
We
it?
can talk about it here in a minute.
Spoilers,
Cool.
bro.
During our
Cool.
weekly update.
Getting ahead of yourself,
My
man.
goodness, sir. I replied on Twitter to Ian. Fan bad email with the little gif of Strong Bad. I don't know if you guys...
What?
Do you remember Strong Bad? Is that an internet thing only I remember?
No, I remember it. They did it all the time at camp.
It
It was part of the Homestar Runner universe.
was great. Strong Bad was amazing, but he always...
X with Zyler.
and
Hey,
then,
we got a first time chat.
Hey, first time chat.
Chewbacca Flocka. Yo.
I don't think any of us have seen The Boy and the Heron yet, right?
No.
Okay. Well, Trevor's question is not going to make any sense, but we're going to answer it anyways because that's what we do on the show.
That makes it fun. What's the question?
Are you team parakeet or are you just a real world schlub?
Real world schlub.
Real world schlub for sure.
Parakeet can kiss my butt.
I saw a video.
I'm gonna rep Team Parakeet.
I saw a video of a
Why
parakeet.
Are you throwing feast?
Parakeet is overrated. They talk too much when they should chirp and sing more.
I heard a video of a parakeet imitating a crying baby, and it creeped me out. So I'm not team parakeet.
Let's just be real. Parakeet is just a discount parrot. Am I wrong?
No.
Am I wrong?
I'm with you, dog. Real
It's
world schlubs.
It's a parrot with cool hair. Okay.
Real world schlubs.
They went to a boutique and styled themselves up, and they're all of a sudden better.
Oh, you think you're better than me because you have a mohawk?
It's like, wow, okay, get out of here, man. Parrot.
Yeah.
Team Parrot. Is
All
there
right.
a parrot in this movie?
Team real world schlub.
Team Real World Schlub. Yeah.
Gang.
Let's schlub it up.
All right,
Gang.
fine. Well.
We got a chat question.
Oh yeah, what is it?
What are the Game Awards?
Oh, so every year.
It's Winter Game Fest.
Every year there are the Game Awards, which is
It's the Oscars, for video games
for the year. So we actually have we spent about an hour chatting about them. So you may have to go back and review, but
it's worth it.
We talked about the show. We talked about the announcements because they do a lot of game announcements there or trailer announcements, trailer reveals, and then obviously who won in each category. Quite a few categories. What, 20?
Except
20
esports. We didn't
25.
25
Game
categories.
Awards. Yeah.
And we didn't talk about esports because apparently we don't care about. Luke doesn't care about esports.
I don't care about those.
Tyler doesn't care about it. I don't really care about esports, but
Just make a different
Sorry.
esports award show.
I'll do you one better. Why is the Game Awards? That we have not quite figured out yet. Cool.
Why?
Not yet,
Because
not
we
yet.
love video games. That's why.
That's why.
Right.
Weekly update. What'd you guys do this week?
I played Baldur's Gate 3.
Let's go!
It's amazing. For the sake of time, because we are running long, I'll save more conversation about it for another time. But I did start a campaign with my wife, who is not a video gamer, and has shown little to no interest in ever playing D&D.
Well, she is
and
now.
she had a lot of fun. It's really interesting seeing Dana be a snarky character because it's not really her personality.
That's
But
fun.
It's really fun.
She's playing her role, man.
She is. We had a conversation about look, you have to role play your character. Whatever your character is, be that character while you're playing. And she was like, okay. And then she met Gail, and she immediately started being snarky right away. And I was like, she does not like Gail.
I didn't like Gale either.
That's what Jordan said too. Jordan does not like Gail either.
I mean, Gale pops out and he's like, hey, I want to make love to you. And it's like, I might murder you, actually.
Calm down. Calm down just a little bit.
I'm a loyal, good character. No, I'm probably pretty neutral. I'm a druid. But, I might murder you if you talk to me like that.
I'm a warlock when I'm playing with Dana. So it's just like, yeah, you can get blasted, brah. But yeah, that's kind of the big thing.
Nice.
I'm still reading the cultural phenomenon that is Fourth Wing. If you're a book person, you've probably heard of this book. Still reading it.
Still just fine.
Yeah, it's fine. There's some pretty cool stuff in there. There's something that I didn't see coming, so kudos to her for being able to keep me on my toes.
Nice.
I think the problem with that book to me though is that it's got so much more potential than what it's giving you. And that's what's, I think, kind of frustrating while you read it. You're like, man, this could be so much better.
Yeah.
But it's cool.
Oh, all right. Luke, what about you? What'd you do this week?
Chewbacca Flocka did, MK1 did not win anything, unfortunately.
It
only had Best Fighting Game
Best
nom.
Fighting Game nom,
Yep.
if I remember right. Yeah.
And Street Fighter 6 won that category.
Yep.
What did I do this week? A lot of it, I was playing Destiny because it's new season. But the things that I really did enjoy doing again was I kind of dipped back into my Nolan rewatch.
Yeah.
Ever since. Oh my gosh! The day before got
Got a 1 on
rating of
IGN.
a 1 by IGN.
I've never seen that before.
I don't think it has either.
Unbearable is what it's called.
That is so funny. Oh, the poor soul that had to review that for IGN. That is so funny. I've ever since Oppenheimer came out, I've gone through all of Nolan's films that he's directed. Well, not all of them. He's got some shorts and stuff, but his main films. And it's been a lot of fun. This week I got to rewatch Interstellar, Dunkirk, and Tenet. Interstellar is one of my favorite movies ever.
Fantastic.
It still holds up.
Absolutely.
Dunkirk was amazing in theaters, but rewatching doesn't have the same impact. I think it's due to a lack of character. It's more of just a situation movie.
Sure.
You never really get to know anybody.
Yeah.
And Tenet is got to be one of the coolest things ever made. And also one of the most confusing. I honestly get more confused every time I watch that movie.
Really?
Yeah. I think it's an absolute narrative mess. The moments I'm like, this is so cool, and I start to pay attention, it's just like, what is happening? It doesn't make sense when you try and pay attention to it. And this is where the line comes from. Don't try and understand it, just feel it. That's like a Nolan quote.
Mm-hmm.
It just needed more time in the scripting process. And it is too overcomplicated. I think it's so cool and it's fun to watch. But the moment you pay attention, it really just loses me. And that and the audio is so bad in it, man. That is irritating as all get out. But next is Oppenheimer. I just need it to come in the mail and I can watch it.
Dude, I saw it at Target the other day. I was like, oh my gosh, physical copies do exist.
I haven't seen movies at Target. Like, I feel like they just eliminated all.
I go to
their
the one
physical.
in Maple, but the
that's
movies at
why.
the one in Newmarket are like way back in the corner by those little toys, the movie toys.
Yeah, I just ordered it off Amazon. I was like, I'm not gonna try and go look. It'll get here when it gets here.
Yeah, I probably should do that. But all right, I did a couple things this week. New movies I watched. I watched X, which is a 2020
X with Tyler.
X with Tyler. X with Tyler. 2022 movie by Ty West, starring Mia Goth, Jenna Ortega, Brittany Snow, and Kid Cudi are kind of the big names.
Scott something or other is his name, right? Kid Cudi's name, Scott.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. It's being slow.
Not important.
No, doesn't matter.
Kid Cudi's famous. Everybody knows who he is.
It's good. It's yeah. I liked it a lot. I think it's a great low budget.
Definitely low budget. Yeah.
Horror slasher flick. It doesn't doesn't stay too long. Moves nice and quick.
So it's like 90 minutes in it. It's super short.
Yeah, it's got a kind of that premise of like I think a lot of kind of Hollywood movies are a little nervous, going kind of into
the roots of Hollywood.
The roots of I mean, there's like that adult film industry exists, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so to kind of play on that, but have it, it's about making movies, but someone wants to make money and someone wants to make an art house film and cinema, and at the end of the day, it's really just about surviving a couple crazy people.
Yep.
So yeah, good acting. I had no idea that Mia Goth also played the elderly lady.
Yeah.
Which was a fantastic thing to find out at the end, to be like in the credits, like, wait, what?
She plays Pearl.
Pearl, yeah.
Now you got to watch Pearl.
Now I have to watch Pearl.
Yeah.
So I think you have that.
Unless you don't want to,
Pearl?
obviously. I actually think Pearl is a better movie.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm very intrigued. I was the story behind it in terms of like how Pearl got kind of made as well. It was like who produced it? A24?
Yeah.
A24 read the script and was just like, "Hey, do you want to make another thing like at this like right after?" And he was like, "Okay, yeah." So
this is their first sequel. I think
he just wrote. Well, yeah, it's a prequel.
It's a prequel.
It's a prequel.
But they're
but
getting
it's
a sequel as well.
Oh, sure.
Maxine.
Yep. But yeah, Ty West basically just asked me, hey, do you want to stay a couple extra weeks and shoot a second movie?
Yeah, because it's the same location.
Same location and everything. So
he said they left for 6 weeks so they could repaint the house to make Pearl.
Yeah,
which I think is just so cool.
So yeah, I'm very excited. I'm very excited to watch Pearl.
Yeah, I'll bring it. So you can it. I also need to bring you your Flash movie that I got you on Black Friday.
I need to pay you for that. You're just holding it hostage.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
No, I just keep forgetting to bring it.
The other thing I watched this week was my family and I went out to go see Wish, the new Disney film. I better just read my Letterboxd review because I don't know how else to really talk about it. I think that it's one of those movies that has. Here's what I said. A promising concept that too quickly sets itself up for failure. Ariana DeBose gives an excellent performance, but against the tone shifts of Chris Pine's villain and Alan Tudyk's goat, he's the talking animal because that's what
it's
Alan
kind of just
Tudyk
what he does
gets
at this point.
It's just what Disney does too. It's like
all three feel like they should be in different films. The plot is obnoxiously bland and incredibly classic Disney. You'd be forgiven for thinking ChatGPT developed it. Aside from a really strong main musical number and DeBose's performance, Wish left me wishing for my 95 minutes back.
When you wish upon a star.
That is kind of the thing, right? Like this is, they say it's 100 years in the making, quote unquote. And it's because it's when you wish upon a star, it's the theme behind that, right? Like, what does that mean?
It's the Disney prequel.
It's the Disney prequel, and there's a really interesting concept in there. And just because I know you guys aren't going to watch it, and I don't know how many of our audience is going to really watch it, but like the idea is that we can make our own dreams come true because we're all made of stardust. Like we're all made of the stuff that stars are made of. How do you convey that as a concept to
a child?
A child. You don't.
A child.
You kind of offhandedly say it and then ignore it for the rest of the time. And me as an adult is like, okay, this is really like that's kind of clever. How are they? No, it's just that the king, essentially, when you give the king your wish, he takes that memory from you. You don't know what your wish was until he grants it again, which is super like cartoony villainy esque.
What a monster!
And just like I said, it just kind of feels like there's 3 different movies in here. I don't know how, like, the animation style is pretty cool. I wouldn't say it's groundbreaking or like so visually unique that whatever they were doing made it worth whatever it costs. I don't know why this movie cost $200 million. That makes no sense to me. I could only assume it had to do something with that technology because it's doesn't look like a modern Disney animated film, right? It is a little more stylized, but ultimately it's a straight to streaming if you have Disney Plus and a kid.
Take that.
And if not, I don't know if I would even recommend it. Like in terms of like, it's not a dumpster fire, but. But I don't
to be though.
But I don't know if I would recommend it to someone who doesn't have.
You said you wished for your time back. That sounds like a dumpster fire to
me. I did. So that's the other thing. Like, I went and I watched it with my 8-year-old, and she had a great time. And so I don't wish for that time back.
Yeah, that's fair.
Any time I spend with her, and she has joy, like that's time well spent in my book. But if you're not that, right? Like if you I would not recommend this to Luke, who does not have a child.
Whew.
But Tyler, like when this comes out on Disney Plus, I could see him and his child and or children watch it and enjoy it, and at least you would enjoy the experience of watching it with them.
I got to get my child off of Ninja Turtles.
Oh, but Ninja Turtles is pretty good.
Ninja Turtles is great.
Ninja Turtles.
Mutant Mayhem comes out tomorrow, and I'm pretty fired up to get
the bacon, egg, and cheese.
To get that in.
Absolutely.
With the Bev. I'm ready to get that into rotation because right now it's the Nickelodeon cartoon.
Bacon, egg, and cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got my Timbs on. I'm so excited for that movie again.
Yeah, Baroque says 2 directors, 5 producers, 4 writers. Sounds like the budget went towards lining pockets. Yeah, I mean,
it's a laundering scheme.
Scam of the year.
Scam number 3 of the year, baby.
Listen, nothing's beaten the day before
century.
Though. Yeah.
Nothing's beaten the day before.
Oh yeah, I guess it took 100 years.
100 years to make.
Dude, how many? Only 4 writers in 100 years? That's a pretty good clip, actually. Each person gave about a 25-year run.
25-year run? All right.
This is what we got? How do you think the first writer from the first 25 years feels about the finished product?
Yeah, that first draft writer.
Yeah.
It's probably like, what the heck is this movie? This is nothing like mine.
It's probably like, these people look different. That's probably what his first thought would be.
This was supposed to be an animated prequel to Event Horizon.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's just some old racist white guy who's like, I can't believe this is the movie they've made. It's like, well, buddy, times are a-changing.
Oh, my gosh. Okay. Well, what are we at? Hour 50?
A long time.
Let's get out of here. Thank you for hanging out with us on the stream.
Cheer.
Thanks for listening via the podcast or watching on YouTube. Next week we'll be back.
On the couch.
Be back? Next week? What is next week? The 18th?
The week, yeah, it's the week
Oh,
before
yeah,
Christmas.
yeah.
So
We'll be back. We'll be back next week.
Yay!
With something. I don't know what movie's coming out, but we'll be back with something. So
Wonka comes out this week, I
Oh, we gotta go watch Wonka. All right.
Or you could watch the Adrian Monk movie on Peacock.
be back.
think. Dude, the reviews for that are really
with
good.
Something. But
It's one of
thank
the
you for
best
hanging
shows
out with
ever.
us. We'll see you next week.
Goodbye!